Hello parents and my super intelligent students. Today we are going to discuss about percentage but not the basics. Directly we'll discuss how to calculate it super fast. In the last lesson on the basic of percentage we discussed percentage is nothing but this symbol which is basically 1 by 100. It is used to compare two things. Let's say you got, in the last chapter, in the last lesson we discussed, you got 27 out of 30. How do you calculate it or convert it into the percentage? Simply multiply by 100 and put this symbol which is nothing but 1 by 100, and I have explained you how or why mathematically it comes like this. Everything has a logic and that has been explained there, and we will not go in the details. You can see the lesson 1, but in any way it is 90%. Many of you, maybe 50-60% of you would have already calculated this. This is very easy. But what would happen if I make it difficult? If you got 29 out of 30, what will be that? 96.67%. Still looking easy? I don't know. Let's do something funny. Let's do something interesting. If you score 1 out of 30, 3.33%, 2 is 6.67%, 3 is 10%, and 4 is 13.33%, and 5 is 16.67%, and 6 is 20%, 7 is 23.33%, and 8 is 26.66%, and 9 is 30%, 10 is 33.33%, and 11 is 36.67%, and 12 is 40%, and 13 is 43.33%, and 15 is 50%, my dear friend. Are you happy? Still no? Okay, 16 is 53.33%, 17 is 56.67%, and 18 is 60%, and 19 is 63.33%, and 20 is 66.67%. I hope now you believe me. I can calculate this fast. Let's directly jump to 27, 90%, 28 is 93.33%, 29 is 96.67%. I hope you would have seen the pattern here. Just 3 important figures are making this pattern. Jani, if I talk in Bollywood Rajkumar language, then normal, the grades are very good in multiplication table, but the legends are good in square tables and even percentage tables. We make pattern out of everything, my dear friend, not only addition and multiplication. The world is going to change with the common sense. If you believe me, just follow me and you will see how we'll do. Now for you, I will explain how I did it. Let's prepare the screen for that. Now, simple common sense. If 30 means 100%, because we are taking everything with a reference 30 and considering 30 as full marks, which is 100%, then what would be 30 divided by 10? 3. Every 3 will stand for 10% because 10 is 100 divided by 10. Both come in a same proportion to the minimum level. Maybe you're not happy, somebody scored 1 out of 30. I'm sure nobody will do that. But just for knowledge basic, somebody scored 1 out of 30, then what? You can do either 100 divided by 30 or 10 divided by 3. Both things are same. It would be 3.33%. In fact, it would be 3.3333 infinite. But anyway, we are not going into that. We are not learning decimal. We are learning percentage. So let's stick to approximation. Every 1 is 3.33%. Every 2 would be 6.67%. Of course, approximate, because I have rounded off the 6 to the 7, only rounded off till 2 digits, because we are not going for accuracy here, as anyway it will repeat 6.6666%. So I have written instead of that only 6.67%. Now just 3 numbers. 1 is 3.33, 2 is 6.67, and every 3 is 10%. This is enough to find out every number out of 30. 1 is 3.33, 2 is 6.67%, 3 is 10%, 4 is 3 plus 1. So 10 plus 3.33%, 13.33. What is 5? 3 plus 2, which will be 10% plus 6.67%, which will be 16.67%. A simple common sense. You can even make a table of, my dear friend, of the percentage. Yes, you will become the king of the percentage. Easy. Common sense. But my dear friends, some of you would like to memorize it. Please don't do that, because that is a very, very wrong way. If you just know little bit of division, multiplication, you understand the relation of the numbers, that 10 is like 1/10 of 100, same way 3 is 1/10 of 30, maybe 15 is half of 30. Similarly, 50% is half of 100. So 15 and 50% is same. You can make this relation for anything, For example, just directly I want to know, let's say what is 24 out of 30. I know if 30 is 10, then 24 would be 8 because both are the multiple of 3 and 24 would be 80%. But now let's see another example. Let's erase this one and let's see if it was 40, then what would happen? Or maybe 50 also. So if it was 40, so every 40 would have been 100%. Then what would happen with 4? 4 would be like 10%. Every 4 would be 10%, my dear friends. So every 4 would be 10%, 8 would be 20%, 12 would be 30%, 16 would be 40%, 20 would be 50%. Wow, like a song. You can sing a song with the percentage. If you just know the relation. 40 is 100%, common sense, then 4 is 10%. Why? Because 4 is 1/10 of 40. 100 is 1/10 of 100. Both things are same. Even if you want to know about 80 or even something more than 100, if every 80 is like 100%, what would be 8? Every 8 would be like 10%, 16 would be 20%, but if somebody asks 12, then it would be between 10 and 20, half. What is that? 15%. I can tell you even 12, which will be 15%. Just understand the common sense. If 8 is 1/10 of 80, so it is 10%. 4 is half of 8, so every 4 will stand for half of 10%, which is 5%. And what is 12? 8 plus 4. So 10% plus 5%. My dear friend, everywhere there are relations. How you will do all these things? Some of you did not improve your addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, thinking that you have a pen, you have a calculator, what is the need? But then in that case, you are wrong because you did not use your superpowers here. My dear friends, still if you are till grade 6, 7, 8, there is a time, there is a lot of time. Improve your calculation and you will see that you can do the wonders, because if you don't do that, it will be too late once you go in the competitions. Competitions need excellence, and excellence comes from the knowledge, and knowledge comes from the foundation. Without foundation, you don't make buildings, and without strong foundations, you don't qualify for competitive exams. My dear friend, make your addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, everything great, and you will see percentage is just a 5-minute concept. You will get everything out of it if you just are able to do fast calculation. That is the thing. We can do one more example. Let's say there are 600 students. In that 120 wants to eat ice cream. 120 wants to eat ice cream. How many percentage wants to eat ice cream? Nothing. Directly you can do 20%. How? Same way. If 600 stands for 100, so every 60 stands for 10, and it is double of 60, which is 20%. So 20% students want ice cream. Now I wanted to tell you one thing. Now we are only discussing that what happens when you have something like a fraction and you are converting into percentage. But in Excel sheet, if you just change the number format from a number to percentage, if you have 1, it will become 100%. And if you have 2, it will become, or let's say 5, it will become 500%. Why is it so? I will tell you. Because any fraction, for example, if I write 27 out of 30, which we calculated there, this says that I am 27 out of 30. So when you convert into percentage, my dear friend, you get 90%. That is fine, because that means you have not scored full marks. You are somewhere less than that. But what happens when there is no fraction, simply a 1? You know, if it is 1, it is just like fraction. It is basically 1 by 1. If it is 5, what is it? It is just like 5 by 1. Because 1, when you divide from any number, it remains same. When you multiply with any number, it remains same. So you can put anywhere, at least in the fraction. So 1 out of 1 means you have 100%. Everything is with you. 5 out of 1, almost 5 times of what is in the denominator. So 500%, my dear friend. So when you don't see the fraction, don't be afraid. There is a percentage there also. If you want to calculate, just you have to assume that denominator is 1 in that case. I hope this was helpful and you would be able to do super fast calculation of percentage. If you want to check your knowledge more, there is a quiz in the link below. Please try it and join our WhatsApp community. You will receive more updates on fast calculation, webinars, YouTube videos, content, and a lot of quizzes. Thank you very much.